Thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Economy Middle East. If I can start by asking you, how has the investment banking landscape in the MENA region changed in recent years?
Thank you very much. Now, I think the way it changed is that there was more focus on outbound from the Middle East in terms of deals, given they were exporting capital. What happened in recent years and in the past 3-4 years between the Vision 2030, between the change in the landscape in UAE in terms of attracting investments and pushing, on the capital markets between both countries, we've seen a lot of push in order to get more FDI and to get more equity investors into the region and to enhance those capital markets. So in this case, what happened is that the investment banking became more focused on the inbound in terms of type of business, the equity capital market type of business in terms of IPOs, accelerated book builds, M&A and consolidation across. So there has been more focus on the ground, and this needed more resources, of course, on the ground for all banks across.
And if I can take a couple of words on your thoughts on the future of investment banking in MENA and also in Saudi Arabia.
I think within the vision of the Kingdom 2030 and between all the developments that we're seeing in the region, even in countries like Oman, we've done an IPO at the beginning of the year for Abraj Energy, and we're working now on OQ Gas. Those are big IPOs relative to the size of the country. So we can see that there is a bigger push that's happening all across, the region in terms of more IPOs to be coming and more companies, even on the private sector side. So we've seen lots of private companies coming out to the market in Saudi. Even in UAE, we've done 2 private sector IPOs in the last 12 months between Ta'aleem Education, between Ansari Exchange. So there is a bigger push within the GCC in order to enhance more the capital markets. And we're seeing this trend increasing.
And you mentioned some market conditions and trends. How is EFG Hermes adapting to those trends, and what are you offering to your client base?
So definitely what we've been doing is we're focusing more and more on the GCC. We're putting more boots on the ground. We're definitely hiring more senior level representation in different countries. And we're trying to push on the relationships definitely that we have, be it with the sovereign, be it with the GREs, be it with the big family offices around, in order to play a big role in this. And this has been our focus in the past few years, definitely.
And here we are in London at the EFG Hermes Saudi Forum. What do you expect to achieve at the end of the forum, and what are some key topics that have been discussed?
I think the investors here were seeking to get to see what's the plans for the kingdom in the next few years from a capital market perspective. Most of those investors are global emerging market funds who actually are under-investing in the region. So when you look at the benchmark of the GCC and the MSCI EM is around 7%, give or take, but the active fund managers are only investing 2%. So there is a big room for them to increase this. So everyone is looking at the opportunities, and what's coming and the type of sectors and the trends in from a macro perspective that they should be looking at. So I think this is a major update on most of the companies that has been coming out to the market in the last 18 months. So I think the number of companies has been increasing quite a lot. Every year in Saudi, there is up to 50 companies going out into market. And at the same time, there is more accelerated book builds that has been happening around. So I think there is lots of activity that lots of investors would like to understand a little bit more about it.
Well, thank you very much indeed for your insights, and thank you for joining us here at Economy Middle East.